But speaking of things I hate, look at that transition. This is why I'm your favorite content creator. I did say we talk about this. We're not going to spend too much time on it because it's stupid. But I wouldn't be me if I didn't talk about this. And you guys probably know where I'm going with this. If you don't, it's okay. People like this guy. People like this guy. So Smash JT, because of course, he says this. Wolverine looks good from the cinematic trailer, but a full year away and zero gameplay shown is a big man for me right now. An improvement from that leaked Jean Grey, but don't forget, this is a Sweet Baby Inc. involved game. And then he goes on to being destroyed by Mighty Keith, who's like, there was gameplay in the trailer, dummy boy, and Smash AT goes, my goodness, impressive stretch. What can I even say at this point? And then he starts talking about how these are QuickTime events. I believe it's what you do understand what a QuickTime event is. And Mighty Keith explains to him what a QuickTime event is. They're grasping at straws. They're grasping at straws. But what I really want to show you guys is Vara Darks. Because Vara Darks says some shit that was so dumb that I'm just going to show myself telling you what happened.
I tell you these people have quite literally nothing and that they're miserable all the time. This is the shit I'm talking about. Peep this.
Sensitive snowflakes on social media. One thing that I thought was really weird about this trailer that I had said while I was live streaming the State of Play is the fact that 90% of the enemies that Wolverine is beating up are minorities. So I just have a very sneaking suspicion that it's going to be about his white privilege and him coming to terms with that and him trying to become a better man. I just have a feeling that that is not a coincidence. That's for
You can literally see her trying to make this into something.
Okay, enough about me. My face was not looking the best then, but yes. That is what she said. She's saying, now mind you, she got all of this from a 1 minute and 52-second trailer. I love the fact that you could see her making shit up in real time. We're gonna meet this too because I don't want to get clapped for this. But in the trailer, like it's a minute 52 without even sound. I'm pretty sure you guys could guess that this game is going to involve Wolverine traveling, right? Going to different locations. Notice how it was a snow location first. Now this, if you are a comic book nerd like me, you know this is Madripoor. Madripoor is sort of like it is a crime-ridden area. But it's like, think of like Vietnam and like China. It's kind of like a mixture of both places, but it's a seedy place. Notice how you would have people who look more like they're from Asian descent because that is the part of the world that they're in. So you're gonna see that here, right? And then look at him. This is a visual cue. Notice how he's walking here, and then there is a plane there. That's to showcase that you will be traveling in this game. Different locales involve different people because people aren't all the same in different areas. And that is a mercenary outfit. That person could have been white for all you know. The person he stabs right there, that could be a white person. This guy could also be a white guy. Like, he's in different locations in each one. You don't know the ethnicity of this person there. That's a white person. He fucked him up though. But like, yeah, he's in Southeast Asia there. He's gonna most likely be in the Canadian wilderness too and other locations. Omega Red's Russian, white guy. So again, for her whole thing to be like, Oh, this is a sick line. Death always waiting, but not for me. Crazy aura. But a white person too. Like, God, I feel like a freak pointing out the ethnicity of the people that they're killing. But to be like, that's Adam Smasher. To be like, oh, I think this story is going to be about him coming to terms with his white privilege. Also, I want you to pay close attention to this scene right here with Mystique. Pay close attention here. I want you to figure out which particular frame they are upset about. What frame do you think Vara Dark and the others are upset about? I'll give you a hint. It's right around here. You want to know what they're upset about? You know what they're upset about? Two things. Vara Dark is saying that they ruined Mystique. They did her dirty because they nerfed her butt. You know the character Mystique, famously known for her ass and not for her like ability to shapeshift or anything like that. Known for her butt. That's what she's known for. And they nerfed it because to nerf something means something was at a previous state and was then changed to be lesser. And we all know that Mystique always has a fatty on her because different artists don't have different interpretations of characters. And one of the main things in her character Bible is Mystique, blue skin, fat ass. No, their critiques has nothing to do with Mystique's as a character and everything to do with, look at her butt. I'm not kidding. Like that's their, and everyone here is excited for this because again, why wouldn't you be? But this is what Vara Dark was doing. Here, let's do it. Vara speaks in the cadence of AI. She does. She's clearly reading off like a script. Is she reading off a script? Those big ass glasses. Here we go, gang.
Everything Sweet Baby Ink touches turns to trash. There's not been a single game that's released with no controversy that they've...
And it's, again, no controversy because you guys are the ones causing the controversy all the time.
...been attached to. And
look at the title. If you can't see it because the chat, I'll read it to you. Sweet Baby's Wolverine game, capital, uglifies Mystique and capital, infuriates gamers, comma, more, capital, slop, incoming, exclamation mark, question mark. What about this game from the trailer we just watched says slop? You've never watched anything of videos of her because she always makes the same blank face in every thumbnail? Well, guess what? Welcome to my channel.
It looks like Wolverine is next on the chopping block because we were already extremely skeptical when we heard all of those story leaks and also saw some images of Jean Grey, but it looks like it's going to be even worse than we could have imagined because now we're getting
even
our look at
worse.
Mystique, which people are not happy with. It just seemed like it was going to be a CG.
Again, she keeps saying people aren't happy with while showing the evidence of it being her. No one else, well, there's some other losers, but the vast majority of people are excited about this because those people aren't weirdos. Like, it's so insane to try to promote this as, I'm just covering what everyone's feeling. Bitch, you're the one who's doing it. This is, I think you should go now. Like the hot dog costume. We gotta find that guy. Like,
CGI fest, and a lot of people are not happy. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content
I don't. Let's just skip past that.
through Patreon or YouTube member, maybe they could tweak some of these designs, maybe they could change some story elements up, but I highly doubt it. We know that Insomniac and Sweet Baby Inc. have partnered several times at this point, and that means Insomniac knows how controversial they are, and really they're just giving gamers and comic book fans the finger. They don't care about respecting source material or really just giving...
Respecting source material? Did Mystique not shapeshift in the trailer? Did Wolverine not have adamantium claws? Is he not wearing a fairly comic book accurate suit, which of course we know you'll be able to unlock the classic suit. It's Insomniac game. Is he not stabbing the shit out of people? Like, okay, just so people don't think I'm insane, this is the trailer, right? Like, this is the trailer. Here's Wolverine. Seems pretty comic book accurate to me. Seems pretty respectful to me. He even has a pretty faithful costume. And then you have Omega Red here. And then you have Mystique doing what she does, which is shape-shifting and then murdering people. I'm sorry, is that not respectful to the source material? Like, what are you talking about?
Fans what they want out of a product. You would think that when your audience skews primarily male, you would want to create very sexy women and strong masculine men.
I'm sorry, this is me. This is the part where I get called a misogynist. I don't think Vara Dark should be talking about people's appearances. I do not think she should be talking about people's appearance. That Mystique is a hot woman. I don't know how else to tell it to you, gang. Vara,
and you would of course want to be able to capture your audience's attention, but really,
and also, I'm sorry, this is a Wolverine game. No one cares about Mystique. This is a Wolverine game. I'm playing as Wolverine. Are they capturing Wolverine? If they are, that's all people need.
They're doing that just in a very bad and negative way. So let's start off with this article. It says,
oh, you guys, it's from the Park Place. Oh, man. Oh, man. We know we're going to get some really unbiased, real in-depth analysis. And I love Vara because what she's definitely not going to do is just stare at the screen and read the words off the screens that we can also see. Because that would be boring. That would be not entertaining. So she's definitely not going to do that. Because Vara Dark is a very good content creator.
Wolverine trailer shows off bloody action at State of Play, but Sweet Baby Ink concerns weigh on fans. I completely understand why so many people are so skeptical. Even if you think the gameplay itself looks okay, stay cautiously optimistic because Sweet Baby Ink is a company that is hired to ruin products. They are not hired to make sure it's in.
Yeah, dude, that's how capitalism works. That's how capitalism works. These big companies who spend millions of dollars on games, they want to make sure no one buys their products. Because no one bought Spider-Man 2, no one bought Miles Morales, no one bought Marvel Spider-Man. They didn't buy those games. Those games didn't sell. And so like, hey, how can we lose more money? How can we make sure that our businesses are complete failures, that no one ever wants to touch our product? I know, I got it. You guys, big brain moment, I got it. What if we hire a company to cut a trailer for a game? Let's call it Wolverine. And then in that trailer, we will at no point advertise who we worked with, but we all know our fans would have already been sleuthing and figured out that we worked with Sweet Baby Inc. And they would also know that Sweet Baby Inc. was part of these other games. And some of them didn't sell well. They were all bad games, like Vara said, like, Alan Wake 2, God of War Ragnarok, all terrible games that didn't sell. And so then when we release this trailer, people will be so mad, they won't buy the game and will profit. Because that's how capitalism works.
In line with source material, because these people don't know the source material. They are hired to make sure that a game is appealing to the modern audience, aka sensitive snowflakes on social media. One thing that I thought was really weird.
Hey, isn't it weird to call people sensitive snowflakes when you're making a 9-minute video because you think Mystique's ugly? Isn't that kind of weird? To call other people sensitive? Where a 1 minute and 52 second trailer has upset you to this degree? Isn't that kind of weird?
about this trailer that I had said while I was live streaming the state of play is the fact that 90% of the enemies that Wolverine is beating up are minorities. So I just have a very sneaking suspicion that it's going to be about his white privilege and him coming to terms with that.
Again, why the fuck would this be about white privilege? Like, do you not understand that mutants are representative of every marginalized community? Wolverine doesn't have white privilege in the MCU context because he's a fucking mutant. They hate them. They actively hate him. There is no white privilege for him to trade in on. And why would that be the focus of this game? And then she goes on to mention how, well, this part, right?
And him trying to become a better man. I just have a...
Why is that bad? That is one of the most classic, like, manly tropes, right? Someone who used to be a badass murderer, assassin, whatever, retires from the game, tries to be better, but they keep pulling you back. There's an anime / manga right now called Sakamoto Days. Same principle. Fucking John Wick. He wanted to put the light behind him. It came back. Like God of War, Kratos, same thing. He wanted to stop being violent, but they wouldn't stop making him kill gods. Like, this is a very established trope, but when done well, it's fucking a banger. Fuck, wasn't this also in Red Dead Redemption? Like, this is Grand Theft Auto does this. The last Grand Theft Auto game did that. Fuck. So did Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. So did Grand Theft Auto 4. A lot of GTA games do this. Violent character tries to get away from it all, but goes back to violence. Why is this bad? I don't understand.
A feeling that that is not a coincidence, that's for sure. So it says the long-awaited Wolverine trailer has finally slashed its way online.
So she is just going to read this?
Owners, their first brutal, bloody, menacing appearance looks that bad. I think that this game, I don't think that the gameplay itself looks that bad. I think that this game, though, doesn't look close to being finished. It looks very unpolished. A lot of the textures looked kind of bizarre, and that doesn't...
What the fuck are you talking? See, this is someone who doesn't know how to analyze anything and just saying shit. Because what the fuck do you mean? The textures look undone? What are you talking about? This looks unpolished and undone? This looks unpolished and undone? What the fuck? Are you talking about the leak images? If you're talking about the leaked images, then like, sure, I understand that. If it looked like this, I'd understand that. like this shit, yeah, I get it. This is the leak footage, yeah. If it looked like that, totally get it. It's blurry, it's low res, it's very sharp, there's no textures on it. Understandable. Even this looks like an Unreal Engine ass asset flop kind of game. Got it. Totally. Again, all of this looks unfinished, looks very PlayStation 3-esque. Got it. But you cannot look at this shit. You can't look at this and tell me, even if, okay, that's a cutscene. If this is, I mean, they do all this stuff in engine, but you're going to tell me this looks unfinished? You're going to tell me, where is it? This scene, look at the destructibility here. That looks unfinished, not close to being finished to you. Look at that blood technique. Like, oh my God, dude. This is unfinished to you. That's unfinished to you. Insane. Fucking insane. You're making shit up because you have nothing to say. So she's stretching this out. Is there any video of her praising Marvel rival character designs and portrayal? Because that would make her take a... I actually do think Vara did praise Marvel rivals. I do actually think she did. Vara plays Marvel rivals live stream. Okay, but let's just do Marvel rivals. I think knowing the grifters, she would have praised the character design for sexiness because she would be comparing it to other either Marvel games or other Western games. Feminist journalists who attack sexy films and Marvel rivals now praise men's bigger butts. Marvel rivals directors Rose Concord. Yeah. Marvel rivals designs praise while slop like Concord does my Delbor. Yep. Okay. So yes. Without clicking on this shit, because I don't watch more videos of hers than I have to, Marvel ruiners make butts bigger to troll snowflakes. Gooners win again. Yeah. I'm going to say that she is a full supporter of Marvel rivals character designs, which, like you said, would be hypocritical because that's also not accurate to the characters. But again, you're asking for consistency from someone who can look at this fucking game and say it looks unpolished.
Doesn't mean that the next year, they're not going to fix those things up, but at the same time, this is what they felt confident in showing. This is how they wanted to market their product, and so I'm going to criticize it. And I do,
mind you, by the way, the product that they're marketing, that she wants to criticize it, 6 million views, 400,000 likes. Most of the comments, Wolverine in yellow suit riding motorcycle, I'm sold. So this is what it feels like to finally have Wolverine trailer. It's been 84 years. Glad Sonic and Marvel have the courage to make this as mature of a game as it needs for Wolverine. Accurate height, hair, and rage. Great suit, blood, vibes, Omega Red, Mystique, Sentinels. What more can we ask for? It looks amazing. This Wolverine is what Kratos would be as a superhero. It's been 4 years, but man, was it worth the wait? Logan is back. I never thought this moment would come. People are fucking jizzing themselves over this. Looks great, brutal, nice graphics, accurate height, sweet. Omega Red, Mystique, Sentinels. This is going to be peak. Insomniac, just take over all Marvel games, please. But again, gamer understander, please go on, Vara Dark.
Think it looks a little bit undercooked. It says Omega Red's inclusion as a villain delighted X-Men enthusiasts, while
and in case you guys were missing the sarcasm, she's absolutely just going to read the shit you can see on the page.
Mystique's surprise appearance sparked another type of discussion. Many fans on social media criticized her design, saying it followed a familiar AAA gaming trend of making iconic female characters look less conventionally attractive.
Now, gang, what is, I get a better picture. What about this face? What about this face is unattractive? What about this Mystique? What about her face is unattractive? Okay, Booyakasha, you said it looks trans. What does that mean? I want you to tell the class, what does that mean? It looks trans. What does that mean? What does that mean? You wanted attention. Here you go. What does that mean? Looks mannish. What do you mean by looks mannish, though? You're saying she looks mannish. Tell me, what about her? What about her is mannish? Is it her plump lips? Is it her cheekbones? What about her looks like a man? And while you figure that out, would you also say Mystique by Lino Yule? Lino Yu, is this a man too? Because this is how they draw her in comic books. Would you say she's the man here too? Because of what makes her manly? What are the characteristics? Not a plastic surgeon, just looks weird. No, we're not going to do that. You said she looks trans. You meant that as an insult because you could have just said, also as an insult, we could have just said she looks mannish. You first said trans. So we know what your framework is. I want to know what makes her look mannish. Here's an official render of her as commissioned by Marvel from Lino Yu. Is this manly too? How about this classic from Alex Ross? Is this also manly? Yeah, kind of. So you understand that what you're saying is women with jawlines look manly. That's your argument. A woman with a jawline looks manly. Look at this jaw. So is this also manly? Because she's also the one saying that. So is this a manly woman too? Is Vara also? I just want to see I just want to see consistency. No, you don't think so. Interesting. So Vara, who has a bigger jaw, a squarer jaw than Mystique, but she looks more mannish. That's very interesting to me. Thank you for the experiment. Thank you so much. People just be saying shit, you guys.
Now, where Mystique can, of course, change her form, it's just shocking that she could change herself to look any type of way and look like any sort of person, and this is what she wants to look like. And I'm sure that we're going to get a lot more of her in the game. I don't think that she's just going to be a very quick appearance. I think that they are going to try to heavily market the game with her. But at the same time, this is the face they wanted Mystique to have. And when it comes to shape-shifting characters in things like games and movies, of course, you need marketability. You can't constantly have a character change around their look. They have to have like one look that they go back to so they can slap her face on poster.
You would know a lot about having one look, considering this is the same dye job you've had for fucking 30 decades, but continue.
And in trailers and wallpapers, things like that. And if this is really the face that they're showing in the trailer, this is the face they want you to remember her by, which is horrendous. Now,
well, do you think she's going to give any reasons why it's horrendous? Probably not.
Sweet Baby Inc. is affiliated with this game.
Correct. Perfect. Thank you, Vara, for being very predictable. So remember when I said I'm going to be a little bit mean and I might be called a misogynist? This is the part. Vara Dark has, listen, if she can judge other people's appearances, because no matter what they say, this Mystique is based off of a real person. Side note, real quick here. Just gonna big face this. So one of the other losers who are upset about this is, in fact, Pirate Nation and also Smash JT, but Pirate Nation. And so what they did is they found the character artist who worked on Mystique and are trying, and I'm not going to show her face or name because that's insane, but they found the character artist who worked on Mystique. I think I had it actually here, right? Yes. They found the character artist who worked on it and trying to basically harass them, not knowing what a character artist does. Character artist isn't necessarily the designs that you see, because it's a very, collaborative process. But they're trying to make it seem like this person who worked on, oh my God, Concord is somehow going to be the reason why these characters look ugly and hideous. Mind you, everyone attacking this person's looks are ugly people. Yes, I said that. They're ugly people. You can take that however you want to take that. But now they are trying to harass this person. As if people don't work on multiple projects. Like, these people are so brain broken over fucking Concord that they think no one should ever have a job who's ever worked on this game. And it's insanity. This is the level they're going to, because they don't like Mystique, who, mind you, looks like this. Vara, you look like this. Why are you talking? Why are you talking? Why are you talking? You haven't even, I mean, no wonder you're saying some shit. Maybe you should put your glasses all the fucking way up. You can actually see what she actually looks like, and then you could see what you look like, and maybe go, maybe this isn't the arena I should be in. Maybe I shouldn't talk about someone who looks like this. This is a beautiful woman. Like, what are we doing here, you guys? And Vara knows that, but they have to be upset about Sweet Baby Ink's involvement. So they have to grasp at straws. Again, this is 4 minutes into this video, and she said nothing that she didn't already say within the title.
In many different ways, we've had this confirmation.
And also, she will never describe what makes her unattractive. She can't nail it down. Much like the other person who was talking about, like, oh, she looks mannish. They can't ever tell you why. They're just conditioned to say this shit. That's it. They have no artistic eye. They have no ability to discern anything. They just regurgitate. She's given us nothing.
For a long time, they helped ruin games like Kill the Justice League and Spider-Man 2, and it looks like, yes, this is going.
They ruined Spider-Man 2. Real quick, again, this world that they inhabit is so fascinating to me. Because what do you mean ruined it? I mean, if we look at it, Metacritic, 90%. 90%. Universal acclaim, 8.7 user score, based off of 9,000 user ratings. What did we mean ruined it? Ruined it how? That's the thing. They will never, even if we go from like sales, right? Oh, sorry, not ALS. Over 11 million copies as of April. It sold 2 million the first 24 hours, 10 million by February. The sales figures mark Marvel Spider-Man 2 as a major success and best-selling PS5 title. By what metric? By what metric? Oh, look, that Park Place. After sales were over 50% worse than Marvel Spider-Man, and some reveals the Spider-Man 2 PC release has no additional story content planned. This isn't even... The game only sold over 11 million units. Do these people not understand how many units that is? While 11 million units may seem like a great success, one can only view it as a massive failure given Sony's sales data when that was leaked to Reset Era at the end of 2023 revealed that 2018's game Spider-Man sold 22 million. It sold 22 million because it came out in 2018. And at the end of 2023, it sold 22. The game had been out in less than a year and sold half as many units. This is so fucking stupid. Like, this is someone who doesn't know math. How could this be a failure? But you see how they frame it? Because it's not a fucking failure. If I sell you something, if I make a fucking movie and it sells 20 million, makes $20 million, but my sequel only makes $15 million, it's a failure. But my sequel's only been out for a day and my other film's been out for 6 years. Obviously, one's going to have a bigger total than the one that just came out. It's so fucking stupid. It's so stupid. And then because he knows he's stupid, they start talking about the movies. Like, as if movies have the same requirements. As if movie tickets, even though they feel like it, cost $60. Like, I can't do this. But again, they will never, ever give you any sort of data or facts. Should just say shit like
this. With this game, in many different ways, we've had this confirmation for a long time. They helped ruin games like Kill the Justice League and Spider-Man 2.
And also, Kill the Justice League, how do they help ruin it? Nothing that they did had anything to do with the failure of the Justice League game. We know why the game failed.
And it looks like, yes, this is going to be their next game. They previously, back in 2021, had said so excited and grateful to say we're part of the teams bringing Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine to life with the amazing folks at Insomniac Games. It's been a truly marvelous experience. And of course, when Sweet Baby Inc. starts working on a game, that is going to lead to major boycotts. That's going to lead...
Yeah, we saw how good the boycott was for fucking Ghost of Tsushima. I'm sorry, Ghost of Yote. We know how big gamer boycotts are. We know how successful those things are. We know how much motion you guys have.
To major backlash, and it's going to lead to a lot of people saying, nope, I am not going to buy this unless it's in a $5 bargain bin, which is totally understandable. The people at Sweet Baby Inc. have absolutely no respect for fans, for characters, and they will help.
What is she, again, this is just a I need to make money video. That's it. Nothing of value being said here. She's just repeating herself because she has nothing. Like I stated in my short, these people have nothing and they're miserable. They're in the business of misery, and not the Paramore version, because that actually fucking slaps. They're in the misery business. They can't be excited for anything. So they make shit up. And then who do they have to back them up? Mastered of the TDS? Like, all they do, it's so incestuous. They just refer to each other's content as proof of everyone hates this game. Everyone's mad. Let me go to that park place that considers Endymion a source of news. Let me go to Cosmic Book News. Let me use Master of the TDS.
Ruin certain storylines if it means they ultimately are getting paid. They're not getting paid to respect material. They're getting paid.
Take a shot every time Veradog talks about people not respecting materials. I think we're 4 shots deep right now.
To fuck it up even further. It's pretty bad if you need to hire people to go over your work. Maybe if you suck so much at your job, you don't deserve to have it.
You fucking dumbass. You don't know what editors are? Oh my God. Oh my God. One more time.
Paid to fuck it up even further. It's pretty bad if you need to hire people to go over your work. Maybe if you suck so much at your job, you don't deserve to have it.
Okay, you guys, I always say this, that these people know nothing about the creative arts. Having people go over your work is shit you learned in literal school. Peer editing. You learned this in school. You learned this in school. It's called peer editing. People go over other people's work all the time. That's what editors are for. You write a book, you have a line editor, you have line editing, you have plot editing, pacing, like you have editors. What do you mean you suck at your job and people have to look over your stuff? I understand that you don't know what the collaborative process is and you clearly don't edit, but like people who produce creative works for like a living and do in fact have editors. Even the very article that you're reading had to have had an editor. Someone had to have looked it over. Like that's literally how it works. Oh, you wrote a script? There's a script supervisor. Oh, you are, listen, I'm a fucking weeb. You're producing comic books or you're producing manga. Guess what? You have an editor. You're making animation. You have an animation supervisor who goes over your artwork, who might revise some things. You don't just go from rough draft to post. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And this is a person that considers themselves some sort of critic, some sort of voice of reason, thinks editors are a sign of you're bad. My God, dude.
But we do have several pieces of confirmation that yes, Sweet Baby Inc. is working on this title. And if you really needed more confirmation, Mystique's new look is definitely all you really need to know, all you really need to see. She's flat as a board in the chest, flat as a board.
Flat as a board in the chest. Hey, dumbass. Do you think the body armor she's wearing might have something to do with that? This is what Vera Dark wants. This is what she wants it to look like. This is what she wants Mystique to look like while wearing body armor. She wants her to look like this. That's what she wants. She wants her to look like that in this armor.
on her backside. You know, the hair length is really bizarre, at least from
Why is the look at her struggling to make actual critiques of her character design. Listen to this.
no, all you really need to see, she's flat as a board in the chest,
Flat as a board in the chest. That's not true.
flat as a board on her backside.
This, look at, okay, we're going to be a little gooner here tonight. Look at the separation down here, okay? Look at that. Right here, this area. That's not someone who's flat. Notice how once it gets to her waist, it starts extending out this way. She has nice curvature. If she wasn't wearing, and she's wearing a skin tight outfit, and like I showed you in the trailer, here's the frame. That's one frame from the trailer that they're looking at. And it comes from here. So they're looking at it from one frame as if, first of all, she was barely on screen. I don't know if Vara knows this, but when people move around, sometimes muscles undulate and they change shape because of the action that you're doing. So she's not at the optimal ass out fucking position, but she's clearly not flat. Look at that shit cupping right here. It's so fat, it's clipping. It's clipping through the fucking utility belt here. Like, again, this is the same thing they did with the Fable game, where they took that one frame and character like, look how ugly this is. And Vara, post ass. Post her ass. If she's so flat, show us not flat ass. Let's see what you're packing. And you know what? Fuck it, here. I did. I can talk about cake. I can talk about factories, okay? I go to the gym, I deadlift, I do squats. Well, actually, I mostly do deadlifts. Post ass, Vara. If you are this expert, post ass. Show us what it looks like. Show us what a real ass looks like. You're saying she's flat everywhere. Show us. Post ass.
You know, the hair length is really bizarre, at least from what we're seeing. It really just kind of is the berries and cream little lad cut.
Amazing. The hair is bizarre from what we've seen. You've seen 2 frames. Berries and lad. Vara, you shouldn't be talking about people's hair either.
Definitely. All you really need to know, all you really need to see, she's flat as a board in the chest, flat as a board on her backside. You know, the hair length is really bizarre, at least from what we're seeing.
What a fucking weird statement. The hair length is bizarre. Women with shoulder length hair, that's not fucking common at all.
It really just kind of is the berries and cream little lad cut. I just don't really.
Yeah, Mystique having a bob. Mystique having a bob. That's never happened. Mystique has never had a bob in fucking comics, and Vara would know because she's all about respecting characters and their history. So there is no evidence of Mystique ever having a fucking bob. Mystique, in fact, only has one hairstyle ever. She's never been interpreted multiple ways. Definitely not one of them being a bob. That would be fucking bizarre, you guys. That would be super strange. Mystique has only had one hairstyle and only looked one way too. She's the one comic book character that artists are not allowed to interpret in their own way. So, man, could you imagine if Mystique ever had like short hair or a bob, and they put that in like comic books? That would be insane. I'm a comic book reader. I know Mystique in her long history has never, ever had short hair. That's never been a thing. it's actually kind of weird that Marvel would let Insomniac present Mystique in such a way that she's never, ever been presented as. Like, that's strange. She's only ever had long hair. Alex Ross? What does Alex Ross know about Mystique?
Like it, maybe it will be styled differently throughout the game. I'm sitting here coping. Okay, she looks like a man.
Coping. She's complaining about a character's hairstyle, you guys. When I tell you they have nothing, and of course here's the shoes like a man part.
Styled differently throughout the game. I'm sitting here coping. Okay, she looks like a man. She's got the man jaw. She's got the man face. Can't say I'm shocked that they.
Vara, look in the fucking mirror. Look in the mirror. You want to talk about people's jaws? You look like you fucking chewed bricks growing up. Like, you look like you could bite through adamantium. You want to talk about people's jaws? You want to talk about people's jaws? Insane. Looks like a man. Why? Because she has high cheekbones? That's a model face. Looks like a man. Look at her lips and look at yours. Paper thin, like your skin. Look at her face. That is a woman with cat eyes and blue skin. Hot. Hit my line. Vara, you have no room to talk here. Insane. This Mystique has a softer jawline than Vara does. Fucking Crimson Chinette over here thinks that she can make fun of someone else's jaw. Insane.
Hey, she looks like a man. She's got the man jaw. She's got the man face. Can't say I'm.
Man face. Like I said earlier here, these people just be saying shit, y'all. What do you mean man face? What about this face is manly? Is it the big pouty lips? Is it the high cheekbones? Like, holy shit, dude.
I'm shocked that they went in this direction. She just looks really bad overall. She's got no feminine element to her or essence to her, and I am
she has no feminine element or essence to her. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? God, I hope there's not a full body picture of Vara Dark out there, because if she's not shaped like a fucking hourglass, oh, insanity.
sad that this is the type of character, of course, that they're bringing to our screens and that they think we actually want, or really they know that we don't want, but they're going to double down anyway. Be a shapeshifter. Your sole ability is to be able to look like what.
And this is her just going, okay, so you know how like a lot of people who don't like me will try to be like, I'm a grifter too, and be like, I'm in an echo chamber. Her evidence is her showing the comment section on her tweet. That is an echo chamber because this is her audience. That's an echo chamber. If she were to step out of said chamber, she would look at people excited about this. And guess what? Mystique, hell yeah. People are happy to see Mystique. People like Mystique. They're excited for this game. Literally, everyone's excited for this. Like, and guess what? People aren't focusing on Mystique because this is a Wolverine game. It's not a Mystique game. This is not Mystique's game. This is Wolverine's game. But again, they have nothing. She barely spoke about Wolverine. Wolverine was spoken about for like, what, out of this whole video? For like 2 minutes. And it was just going through, and then she stuck on, it wasn't even 2 minutes. It was She just said it looks unpolished here. And then from what? The trailer, whatever. They're not even talking about even the fucking article she's reading has nothing negative to say about the actual gameplay. Right? And then she spends the majority of the video just talking about Mystique. I'm not going to talk about. Look at X-Men or Mystique in 2009, X-Men Origins PlayStation 3.
X-Men Origins Wolverine PS3. Yeah, she looked like a woman.
Yeah, I love my women fucking plasticky as shit, looking like they rub themselves in baby oil every single day. Let's wear this tight leather outfit that looks like she has abs through the outfit. Okay. Look at her jaw. Her jaw is, and her cheekbones, they're more pointy than this fucking game.
She had hips, she had curves, she had a chest, she looked pretty.
She also is in this game that's already out. You don't even know what Mystique's going to fully look like. You saw her in a trailer for 3 seconds.
And she also, to top that off, was a little bit more muscled. She had a little bit more going for.
Oh, a bit more muscled? Oh, a bit more muscled? She's wearing a fucking full body armor suit. Do you want her traps to be shown through here? And I'm sorry, aren't you the same person who was upset that Lara Croft was... Hold on.
Up in a ponytail.
Oh, this is Smash JT. Jesus Christ.
Off to be extremely muscled, right? I expect her to have a bar, not flattering in my opinion.
Hold on,
and
there
then
we
you
go.
get into her body, which yes, I expect Lara Croft to be extremely muscled, right? I expect her to have abs. I expect her to have a very defined body in totality, but they did not give her any sort of small waist and bigger chest, which would make her look more feminine. And they're
So again, thank you for being who you are, Vara. They didn't give her a small waist, so that's a problem. You expect her to be muscular. And yet. You also say she's muscular, right? You also say this version of Mystique's muscular. But this version of Mystique, who does in fact have a shape to her, she has a smaller waist than she does her lower body. She's clearly wearing fucking armor that's going to compress things. So if all you know, she has bouncing big old voluptuous titties, you're complaining. And I promise you, if Mystique was muscular, she would also complain because she would say they sweet babied her up or whatever. Like, her arguments are so fucking contradictory.
not buy something, but just know the types of individuals that you are supporting with your purchase, because Sweet Baby Inc. is making money off of this. There are so many amazing arts of Mystique.
Mystique with her fucking hair in a bob. Why aren't you talking about her hair here, Vara?
Out there that looks so much more feminine and looks so much more graceful.
And I'm sorry, you cannot keep harping on looks feminine. Look at your jaw. That's not a feminine jaw. You could probably put away fucking 3 whole pieces with that thing.
And so much sexier. And I'm just really sad that we don't seem to be...
I think she looks good.
Getting that here. So I'll definitely be keeping my eye on this. I'm curious to see if...
So nothing of this video had any sort of
we get
analysis.
Any official confirmation that Sweet Baby is still working on it, because it has been several years, right? Maybe Sweet Baby's work was cut out and this is just the horrors that inside.
You're so... I can't do this. Whatever. We're done. We're done with this. We're done. But you guys get it. You understand. This was bullshit. All of this was just bullshit. All of this was them needing to make rent, I assume, because nothing here that she said has any validity whatsoever. They are making sweeping generalizations about a character from 2 seconds, and they have to make shit up. She was struggling to find things to critique Mystique about. Oh, her hair looks weird. Mrs. Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't respect the comic books as source material, thinks Mystique and a bob is weird, like it's never been done before. Oh, well, the Mystique from this game that came out over a decade ago, she was more muscular. Hey, for all you know, this game that isn't even out yet, that won't be out for another year, she could be fucking jacked to the gills. But again, that wouldn't matter because all they have to do is mention Sweet Baby Inc. and it's like a thought terminating word. Sweet Baby Inc., turn off brain, activate rage mode. Like I said in the beginning of this, Sweet Baby Inc. does not do character design. Like, it's a consultant company. I'm so mad that we have such low literacy in this country because fucking idiots like Vara can just make a career lying to people, talking about, oh, Sweet Baby Inc. is responsible for character work. They're responsible for how a character physically looks. Do you know when in the process they bring in consultants? It's not at the fucking start of character designs. They come up with character ideas. And then if it's like, hey, this might read a little bit insensitive, let's get a sensitivity reader. Or, hey, this doesn't feel authentic. Why don't we get in touch with people who know the culture so we can better represent the people we're talking about? That's when you get a consultant agency. It has nothing to do with character designs. Now, they might have opinions like, hey, by the way, like, this Native American tribe actually only has tattoos on these people, so don't put that tattoo on this person because that might convey the wrong image. They might say shit like that, but they're never gonna be like, make her chin bigger, put more muscles on her, make her queer, trans this person. They're not going to do that because they're a consultant agency. It's a consultation. Like any consultation, you go to them for advice, but you don't have to take it. There is literally no consultation company in any arena that you have to take their advice. You have to pay them for their services, but you don't have to use it. When people go to doctor's office for plastic surgeries, they go through a consultation. That's not a promise that we're going to do the surgery, right? They're consulting you. Here's what you wanted, and we've checked you out. Here's what you think you actually should have. You don't agree? You can go get a second consult. You can go somewhere else. Like, it's so stupid. They've been eating off of Sweet Baby and Concord and Dustborn for it feels like an eternity now. That video was nothing. There was no information there. There was no analysis. It was barely critique because she has no critiquing skills. She's not a critic. She can't analyze shit. She can't analyze a fucking trailer. She talked about that. She thinks that's going to be about white privilege. What the fuck? How could that be your analysis from a 1:52 trailer about Wolverine stabbing people? And your first thought was, I bet you this is going to be a video game about overcoming white privilege. What? What? I don't know what that means. I don't know how anyone can get that.
Is a company.
Like, here, I will show that part again because people might think I'm like being insane, but she literally says that.
Make sure it's in line with source material is appealing to the fact that 90% of the enemies that Wolverine is beating up are minorities. So I just have a very sneaking suspicion that it's going to be about his white privilege and him coming to terms with that and him trying to. What universe would there be a video game about Wolverine coming to terms with white privilege? This is very obviously
going to be a video game about Wolverine's past coming to bite him in the ass because he has large gaps in his memory. Because in this version, they're going with more classic Wolverine who doesn't remember shit. And that's why he's like on the run, right? This isn't going to be Wolverine stabbing someone and going, damn, here I am in Madripoor, colonizing the area. Like, what do you think? What the fuck? How is this your analysis? They got nothing, gang. They have nothing. So they have to do this. They have to do this. They have to hit the points. Okay, let's throw in white privilege. Let's throw in Sweet Baby Ink. Let's bring up people's race. The people who always get mad about DEI in video games are suddenly real concerned that you're killing minorities in a game where you're globetrotting as a fucking mutant with adamantium claws. Yeah, the person who complains about fucking DEI in games is suddenly real concerned with the people being murdered. DEI Concord is dead. Diversity officer purge. DEI director offered $250,000 as Disney doubles down on DEI. Willer privilege. DEI training. DEI Concord calls gamers talentless freaks. Aeneas accuses new gift DEI initiative making gaming worse. So this person who's been talking about DEI being bad for years is suddenly concerned with the skin color of people being killed in games. Oh, you guys, actually, this is gonna look at the majority of people he killed are minorities. So that's bad. Therefore, this is gonna be a game by white privilege. Like, you should be fucking jerking your shit to this because this is what you losers wanted. You wanted games to be not politically correct. You wanted games to be not woke. What's less woke than a white guy killing a bunch of native people? She has a video talking about how Resident Evil 5 couldn't be made.
Game journalists have been praising the Resident Evil 4 remake over its censorship of female characters' outfits, and because Capcom has done remakes of all of the previous RE games so far, the gamer decided to raise the question, will they remake Resident Evil 5? And they released a massive hit piece on the game, saying
a massive hit piece. That's another thing these grifters do. Any time anyone offers any criticism about literally anything or anyone, it will always be a hit piece because there's no one more sensitive online than anti-woke grifters / conservatives. Straight up. You can't even do a potential think piece about, which I know gets a bad rap, but you can't even ruminate on the idea of how they would approach Resident Evil 5 nowadays. Because guess what? They would need to approach it a little bit differently. Sensitivities culturally are different now at times. That's keeping up with the times. Like,
saying it is too racist, and if Capcom did decide to do this, to the channel and to the note YouTube member to remake Resident Evil.
Let's see what her opinions on this is.
Line people really didn't think for needed about, probably because there were people like this at the time who were going to be upset no matter what they did. The reveal trailer that dropped in 2000.
I'm sorry, listen to how she said reveal. Like,
the reveal.
What the fuck?
Going to be upset no matter what they did, people. The reveal.
What was that an edit? What is this?
People. The reveal.
What the fuck was that? She was talking about, I guess she lives her truth, but she said that people going over your stuff to make sure it's good, it must mean you're bad at it, because what the fuck was that? Why wouldn't you edit that part out? Did you forget what you were saying? I'm sorry, I can't let this go. This look at this.
The game is even about, probably because there were people like this at the time who were going to be upset no matter what they did, people. The reveal trailer.
Look, what the fuck? I don't understand this.
Back this time without his bulging muscles and is seen walking the quiet streets of a shanty. Trailer is pretty innocent and excited yet. Get you excited for it, trailer. I don't think they were trying to hide the fact that this game was, according to this journalist, rooted in racism. It says the E3 showing
Oh my
the
God.
shit out of hostile. It's unfortunate positioning. Now they say that there was backlash at the time. They don't link any like articles or videos or anything actually showing this. I'm sure that there was, because people like this did still exist at the time, but I bet most people were not upset about it.
Didn't she already say that? But that proves my point, right? She's very clearly saying she doesn't care that the majority of the enemies here were stereotypical African tribesmen. That's what she's getting at. She doesn't care. She thinks that they are being too sensitive. That was Vara Dark 2 years ago. So I'm supposed to believe this is the same Vara?
White privilege and him percent of the enemies that Wolverine is beating up are minorities. So I just have a very sneaky.
Why would that matter? You 2 years ago, you didn't say that Chris Redfield doing that would be white privilege. Like, you guys, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but you understand, right? Like, there is no consistency with these people because they don't have to be consistent. You can look up their old shit, not even that old, 2 years, but she was still talking about DEI stuff. And before it was, who cares? And now it's, you guys, they're gonna be killing minorities in this. Like, it's, oh man, it's just a grift. It's just a grift, man. It's whatever gets them money. That's it. That's fucking it. It's just so hilarious to me that people who watch them will come at me and tell me I'm the one with the echo chamber. I'm the one who's actually grifting. I'm the one who is just as bad as they are. And it's like, how am I grifting? What am I grifting? I am showing you what they say. I am showing you what they say. Grifting on what? Exactly. What am I grifting on? What am I selling you guys? I don't even have channel memberships. You guys can watch my shit for free. I'm not asking to donate to my Patreon or anything like that. I don't understand why they say I'm grifting. I'm not the one making a 9-minute video off of a 1 minute and 52-second trailer and telling you guys it's going to be about white privilege and overcoming that. Because that's a lie. I'm not here telling you guys that Mystique looks ugly and like a man and her hair looks bad, because that's a lie. I'm not telling you that the game looks unpolished and unfinished, because that is also a lie. That's what they do. We saw the same trailer. I thought that shit was gas. They're definitely going to have more people in that game beyond Mystique and Omega Red and the Sentinels. They're probably going to have Sabretooth because, come on, it's a Wolverine game. And I would guess probably Mariko, because they have to tie us to Japan. It's Wolverine. But if it's Madripoor and it's going to be Patch, obviously there's Jean Grey is going to be in this game. But maybe we even get like a Cyclops sighting. Maybe even like a, maybe Mrs. Yoshida, maybe just Silver Samurai. Like, there can be a lot of people. If there's mercenary groups coming after him, it could have like Spiral. They could have so many characters. X-23 could be in this game, right? Like, I'm excited for this. I've played the other Insomniac superhero games, so things are great. So like, I'm excited for this. I'm legit hyped. But these people, like I said in my video, are miserable. They have no joy. I remember there was a time where we would see a trailer like this and we would start theory crafting. Who do you think is going to be in this game? What's the game going to be about? What costumes do you think they're going to have? How long do you think it's going to be? What kind of DLC do you think is going to be out there? We used to have fun with this shit. And now it's woke, you guys, because the leaks from 6 years ago said that there's going to be a woman in it. It's woke because the shapeshifter doesn't look hot to me. It's woke because I can't jerk it to Mystique because she doesn't have big titties. She doesn't have the feminine essence. But what's making me happy is people going, anti-woke losers crash out over Wolverine trailer. But look how happy people actually are about this game. The internet reacts to Wolverine's reveal. Like, people are actually happy. And you have Ranting for Vengeance, a person I will not talk about because I think he's a fucking child. I'm not going to talk about a child. But people are actually happy about the Wolverine. Excitement. Beyond the trailer. Excitement. Like regular people who are not fucking miserable are actually looking forward to this, okay? People are excited. If you just type in Wolverine, you're gonna find the trailer up here. And you're gonna see Mighty Keith. Damn, dude, look at that video. It's doing pretty good. You're gonna find this stuff here. You're not going to find these fucking slop tubers up here. It's just Wolverine, baby. That's it. And then you go way down and it's, you know, I realized too, 21,000 views for a channel that has 181,000 subscribers is dog shit. Because people don't care about that. You're not going to ruin their excitement for this game. Exactly. Hold on, what'd you say? Because Asmongold is taking a break. That's why there's not a million people hating this game. Oh, for sure. For sure. And a part of me thinks that these anti-woke losers are trying to like wiggle into that space where it's, well, Asmongold's not here, so we can feed his audience. And we can say this Wolverine game is woke. This bloody Wolverine game that we saw him, fucking shish kebab people. It's woke because Sweet Baby Ink. Wait, this is a perfect example. Oh my God, Vara, thank you so much. Look at this shit.
Every single game, Sweet Baby Ink.
This was 8 hours ago. I ask you, who's ever heard of Henry Halfhead? Who's ever heard of this game? Raise your hand if you've heard of, I'm gonna Google this. I've never even fucking heard of this game. Henry Halfhead. I've never even fucking heard of this game. I've never heard of this game. This game came out March of 2023. It just got onto Nintendo Switch. This game came out in 2023. It just came out, but this is a game from fucking 2 years ago. Do they have a sales list if it came 2 years ago? Like it's when did it, wait, I gotta see. When did it come out on Steam? So it came out September 16th. It is very positive. It's $12, you guys. It's a $12 game. Lulu Entertainment has made a $5 game in 2021 and a $12 game in 2023, but it's out on PC on 2025. That's it. They've made 2 games. Now, does this look like a game Meet Henry, merely half a head, yet with the peculiar ability to overcome any object with it. Let's just look at the launch trailer.
This is Henry. If Henry's anything, they're, well, everything. And that's how Henry lives everyday life.
Okay, so it's kind of Mary Damashi,
Henry grows
basically.
up being a curious explorer. The world is Henry's playground. As Henry grows older, they learn about responsibilities. And that life is not only fun and games.
Okay, so it's a puzzle type of
Okay. Henry, double the fun.
I get it.
Play Henry's not.
Now, does this look like a game, you guys, that's going to set the charts on fire? Does this look like a game that's going to have 1 billion people playing it? And what does this have to do with Sweet Baby? What does this have to do with Sweet Baby Inc? I forgot about this shit. Sweet Baby Inc. openly admitted their involvement in the project via the official Blue Sky account. And you're saying people aren't playing this game that no one heard of because of Sweet Baby Inc. That's insanity. That's not true. I know they're going to look at Steam counts. They had a peak of 44 players from 11 days ago. 24-hour peak 16. So what's the framework? What's the frame for this being like? It had 3,000 people playing it, which is a lot for basically an indie game. And again, it came out on the Switch. So now I'm very curious as the player count continues to plummet.
Every single game Sweet Baby Inc. touches turns to trash. Over the years, they've only put out a handful of titles that even have half-decent scores, and even those games were surrounded by controversy. And now, it looks like gamers are boycotting their latest title, Henry Halfhead, due to their connection. I have that you are supporting. These people don't care about the industry. They don't.
Gamers aren't boycotting this. They're not I'm not watching that video because we don't need to. But they're not boycotting this. It's once again master of the TDS. And look how they're trying to frame it. They even bragged about their involvement on Blue Sky. Yeah, what a dumb thing for a company to do. Promote the game they worked on. What a bunch of morons. What a bunch of maroons. Like, this is so fucking stupid.
Had the Lord of the Rings name attached to it, so you would think it would be an titles that had actually just released that has not made any money is Tales of the Shire. This is a game that had the Lord of the Rings name attached to it, so you would think it would be an easy success for them, and it wasn't. 2 months ago was the all-time peak, 6,723 players, and in-game right now is 583, so it's lost 95% of its player base in only 2 months.
Lord of the Rings, what? Oh my god. Why am I doing this to myself? Oh, a cozy game. Oh yeah, because cozy games, once again, make $1 bajillion. And it's only available on Steam. It has a very positive on Steam. These aren't games that live and die by their concurrent player count. Like, what the fuck, dude? And it has nothing to do with Sweet Baby Inc. It's a fucking cooking game. People, oh, because it has Lord of the Rings title. Hey, dumbass, you know what else had Lord of the Rings title in it? The Lord of the Rings Gollum. Do you think Vara Dark's going to mention that Lord of the Rings Gollum, which also had the Lord of the Rings title in it, didn't sell very well? In fact, real quick, look, this game had an all-time peak of 758 people playing it. Weird. This also had the Lord of the Rings title there. Weird. And it has 2 players playing right now. So this shit's lost like 99% of its audience. Strange though. Strange, Vara, how that's not mentioned.
Which is wild to think about, but it was Lord of the Rings. It's set in the Shire. It is a farming sim. It's a cozy game, and it's a title that you're supposed to go back to every day like Animal Crossing. You're supposed to do your dailies, complete a few quests. You're not supposed to play it like 10 hours at a time. It's supposed to be a little bit of day, and people are clearly not coming back to it because they didn't enjoy the initial experience really that much. And
which has nothing to do with Sweet Baby. Which has nothing to do with Sweet Baby. Again, all of this shit, I'm not gonna watch this whole video, but all of this shit, I promise you guys, I put this on my life. No one even knew what this game was. No one even knew what it was. No one knew what it was. And yes, very good point, Janine. Why are they looking at concurrence for a game like that if you're supposed to play a little bit at a time? You're pocket watching my time. You're time watching. You were pocket watching. Damn it, you said my joke. Oh, Genie, my bad. Like, if it's a game like Animal Crossing doesn't have a lot of concurrence either. Like, also, I mean, you couldn't tell because Animal Crossing doesn't have any sort of counter, but she's just bad at this. Like, she's just bad at this. I just showed you another Lord of the Rings game that actually had, you know, more of a hype around it because it was a 3D game, which typically have more hype than regular like 2D-ish games. 758 players. That's it. They're desperate. They're desperate. They're desperate. Like, they are fucking desperate. It's so sad, dude. Like, it's once again, these people are fucking miserable. They're miserable. They will show any and all metrics to prove how fucking miserable they are. They will lie about trailers. They will disingenuously frame things, like you saw when they tried to frame Spider-Man 2 as a failure because it only sold half as much as the original Spider-Man game, even though they were looking at the total sales of the game from 2018 to 2023, which is a larger sample size than the game that released in 2024 and then 2 months after. And it had already sold over 11 million copies. These people are disingenuous liars who do nothing but try to make you miserable. I don't know how many times I have to state that. I don't know how many times I have to physically show people before they start to truly understand. It's always going to be this. They're going to hop from one game to another, from one controversy to another, because they themselves aren't interesting. They themselves have nothing of value to say. They're not entertaining people. They're not charismatic people. They know that. Some of them use VTuber avatars. Some of them don't change their appearance in over a decade. But regardless, they're not interesting. So they have to be hateful. They have to be shocking. They're not witty. They're not creative enough to talk about their own topics. As much as I do reaction videos to like debunk their stuff, I also talk about other topics outside of that. I don't only just go on Twitter and read shit from my own tweets or go to that Park Place or Smash JT's website and read off of that. You ever notice how they never use real legitimate news sites? It's because those news sites don't cover it in a slanted way that they can use. Because as much as they want to hate on all games media, you can go to websites that just tell you about the game. Like you can just go to a website. You can go to IGN and just look up a game. Like you could just literally just go and look up a game on IGN. It's not going to tell you you're a bad person. It's not going to say you're not woke enough. It's just going to be like, yeah, here's a fucking game. Here's a game release. Like, look, PlayStation's secret lair drops bring The Last of Us, God of War, and more to Magic the Gathering in October. Is there anything about wokeness in here? Sony, which is the Coast, showed off a portion of the new gaming crossover. God of War fans, meanwhile, can find cards representing both Kratos, Greek, and Norse eras. The last two cards revealed for the Magic the Gathering PlayStation Secret Lair are Aloy, Savior of Meridian Legendary Creature, and Jin Sakai, Ghost of Tsushima Legendary Creature card. I don't see anything here about like being woke or telling you why men are bad or anything like that. So these websites exist. These are the websites that they say are evil and bad because they're just full of leftist agenda. And then you go to that park place and let's see if there's any slant to what they're covering. Gamers boycott Henry Half-Fed due to Sweet Baby Ink connection. Titles concurrent players count plummets. Huh. Wolverine trailer shows off bloody action as stated player, but Sweet Baby Inc. concerned waves fans. Sweet Baby Inc. team member claims cozy games like Farming Sims promote colonial and religion must be changed. Steam creator list charge tweet detector highlights game devs who mock Charlie Kirk. Sucker Punch finally condemns Drew Harrison's Charlie Kirk comments. Ghost of Yote now facing boycotts from right and left. PlayStation accused of censoring YouTuber Yellow Flash. Now, let's look at this headline. And I want to look at the news. And I want to see if anyone else is covering that. So let's just say Yellow Flash, Ghost of Yotai. Let's go to news. Interesting. PlayStation censoring YouTuber. PlayStation censoring Flash. Yellow Flash. No one's talking about this besides this website. We have 1 sucker punch, 2 sucker punch, 3 sucker punch, 4 sucker punch, 5 sucker punch articles in a row. Suddenly everyone talking about Charlie Kirk, sucker punch, Charlie Kirk. Concord. And then, oh, here's something, just a regular, you have to scroll this far to have a non-biased headline. Like it's Sweet Baby Inc. involved. And like, it's so, and this is the website that Vara Dark always goes to. This is the website that she and her fucking ilk use. This is what they use. Like, tell me this right now. What verified, what gaming site, what news site worth its salt would cover Alyssa Mercante receiving a final filing from Smash AT's attorney? What website of repute would cover this? She's not a public figure. This is nothing. This would be like if like a Kotaku or Polygon or IGN, any of the website they hate, GameSpot, whatever, if they made an article going, former HR rep for Nintendo is being sued by her ex-boyfriend. Like, who gives a shit? But this is the website that they go to. Gender activists lash out over Hunter Schafer not being cast as Zelda. This isn't news. No matter the conversation, These people aren't consistent because what they really want to say, what they truly want to say, is they want games where white people are predominantly the leads, they're cis, and the women are all big titty women. That's it. That's what they want. That's the shit Vara Dark was talking about. That's the shit Grums, who's Taiwanese, promotes. That's all the shit they promote. They do not go after games for, like the Wolverine video we saw from Vara. She said nothing about Wolverine other than that he might suffer from white privilege. But she spent the majority of the video going after Mystique. This is who they are. They want to be able to be like, we just want white people in games. That's it. If you make a game that had nothing but white people on it, they would have no complaints. And we know that because, no, Grums is Taiwanese. And we know that because we have seen video games with a majority white cast and none of them piping up. But the second there's like minorities present, they're super aware. They're really aware. It takes them out of it. But they couldn't handle playing a game in which they saw 0 white people or like 1 white person. They quite literally can't handle it. Because they're the sensitive ones. They're the SJWs. They're the snowflakes. It's so tiring, man. Like, it's the same shit all day, every day. They have nothing new.